Hello, here we are again with Muki Tenenbaum. We are exploring through these videos his disillusionist philosophy, his misalgic theory, on which you can learn more in previous videos uploaded to this same channel. We are now going to address a particular matter within the theory. Basis of the theory, that's why it's called misalgia, is that most human behavior has to do with the avoidance of suffering. But it doesn't feel that way. As we live our lives, we are filled with uplifting sensations that we are going somewhere. I'm going to ask Muki to tell us how is it that this works from his philosophical point of view.
Well, one thing is the fact that we are all fleeing from suffering. This is the basis of the misalgic view inside of disillusionism. So the whole issue is that there is, I would say it's quite unpopular to say that you are fleeing. Yes, you become a coward. Yes, and coward is a word that exists in every language, and in none of them it's a good thing or even a neutral thing. It's a bad thing. So we cannot see ourselves as fleeing. And also we have small little goals that we do in order to address our fleeing, our flight. So if I am flying, I'm afraid of pain, yes, and I go in and I take an aspirin for the pain, yes. I have an aim. An aim is that the pain will be gone, but it's really it is a small portion of it. It's just a temporary thing, not very. There is no substance in those aims. So of course we need to be able to hide the fact from ourselves and from other people, but from ourselves especially, that we are fleeing. We need to have a stronger voice, something that will be a deafening noise that will not let you think that you are fleeing from suffering, and that is ethics. Now, I remind our viewers that we do the theory is called disillusionism, and we talked about illusions, and illusions are the main three illusions are the religion, the state, and the family, and all of them have a real part of it, a very physical almost part of it. In a state, yes, you have a building, you have a uniform, or in a religion you have a cross or a book, and in the family, of course, you have your brothers and the people who are there. And on top of it, there is a whole thing that makes it illusionary, that does not exist. If tomorrow we have an attack of amnesia, there will be no bad states, there will be no religions, there will be no gods, there will be no family, my child will not be my child, and so on. So how do you deal with ethics? Comes to the rescue. So you're not just living in a state, you are living in this state, of course, because Luxembourg, it is the best state that exists in Europe. We are the nicest, the best, the richest, the poorest. Well, it doesn't matter. You need ethics. And ethics, of course, is history, because history is really an epical account of facts. Yes. If not, it is like, it's like dates. Yes. 16 AD, blah blah blah. 250 year, 1492 discovery of America. That's not history. That's a recount. History is ethics, and not only our general history. My family history is ethics. The Tenenbaum. Florencio. We are from the Tenenbaum, which is not the same as Koronovich, which is my mother's side, which is very different. The Koronovich are a different thing, and there is a story, and this is the pipe that our great grandfather smoked, and this is everything is with ethics. So ethics is really the way we, as I say, we hide the fact that we are running away. And the ethics exist in almost everything. We are surrounded by ethics. Every building has an epical part of it. Any aesthetics is epical. Anything that has to do that is not the fact itself, the the building, not the building, but the materials from which the building is built, of course, they are real. But this is not just a building. This is the first building of this block, or it is the building that was here when the Indians attacked, or some kind of story that will be around it. So epic is everywhere. And in fact, we have it enmeshed in our language. So those are this is the epical part.
What do you think is happening with these epical accounts during the COVID-19 pandemic that we are now experiencing?
Well, here we have an interesting issue, because when I am let's say I'm an Israeli, okay, and the other side is an Arab. So I will have my epics in front of his epics, and he will speak about how if they didn't, they will destroy, and the Salahadin, the great warrior, and I will say, but Moses, and the whole conversation will be around epics. Now we are in a situation in which suddenly facts are huge, and it's very hard to throw epics at it and get the desired result, the result that you feel comfortable in the situation you are. And really this virus is very sobering.
Mm.
This virus is it's just sobering, because there is no epics. Yes, of course, when they explain he's trying to get into our body because he wants to conquer our body, but he doesn't want to kill us because that it will be very bad for him. It's a virus. It just doesn't have all that thoughts inside of that little microscopic thing. And also his size. The epics normally is big size. Sometimes when you because sometimes you can play the underdog. Yes. No, I was my team was the weakest team, and we won the game. Yes, or we won the championship, even though the Leicester story in England, or there is an epic. But in general, epics is big. Epics has to be, and there is nothing here. So we talk about the war against the virus. That the problem with these things is that once you're confronted with reality keeps hitting you in the face, and epics that do not work, and this is a disaster. The way people feel, the emotions people are expressing now, the feeling of the maniac depressive news that come over to us, all this shows that the ethics is not working. Our ethical solution is not working.
Will it work again? What do you think will happen after the pandemic is over?
I don't know if it will work, but they will, not for lack of trying. Everybody will come up with a new one, and it is important, because we're talking about a philosophy here. In this case, it may or may not come, but at some point, ethics will come to the rescue. But again, what is the epic of? I read today that two-thirds of the people who died from COVID-19 in England were disabled. So reality is very raw. Epics are not enough. It's not addressing that will work, and I am afraid it will take us some time to find our new epical story, epical solution or epical description of our lives.
Interesting. We'll carry on in different videos. Thank you very much.
If you enjoyed the video, please like it, comment and subscribe.